And here we are, the suspense for the last award of the night. I'm tired, you tired, and here we go. And the winner is, another nominee. How many nominees are there for this thing tonight? Listen, guys. Okay, we're going to do a short, this is going to be a short one as we wrap up here. They're doing the nominees for the last award of the night. So let me get a couple people in, and then we'll also try and get Auntie on the line. We're going to do Buzz It or Bash It. We're going to talk about the fashion. We're going to talk about the awards. Oh, my God, another nominee. Any snubs? Any snubs? We'll also talk about a couple of snubs. Because usually the snubs make... I have my glasses on. I don't even know who I'm inviting, guys. Oh, I definitely want to get Tati in here. Let's see here. We'll do a couple more people. If you miss any of the fashion, there's some fashions going up and down our timeline. If you didn't watch, let me know that you did not watch. If you watched every minute, let me know you watched every minute. If you predicted some winners and losers and you were absolutely right, correct, you know what? I really want to get Juan Coleon and Kelly Jackson up in here. They had a discussion this morning about something that we may not be seeing in this movie. Let me see if I can get Juan Coleon. He's a text warrior. He can. Oh, good. We sent an invite to him. Okay. Let me see here. And I can't do cameos, guys, because we're on the audio portion, and I didn't want to do video because I'm so ready to go to bed. I don't know what to do. That's picture. And it's so funny they brought out, here we go. The Shape of Water. Let's make sure that is correct. And it's not a mistake like they did last year. Of course, they brought out the same two presenters. Did anybody see Shape of Water? I have not seen a lot of these films. Of course, I have been boycotting Hollywood. Not necessarily a whole boycott. It's just, hey, you know, nothing really, really. I didn't go to the movies this year. Octavia Spencer is joining them on stage. The Shape of Water. Look, they checked that envelope. He's like, let me check this envelope for you. I come over there doing my speech.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right, this is the last one. What do you guys think? How do you guys feel? Jordan Peele did take home an Oscar. Best original screenplay, I believe it was.
And a few weeks ago, Steven Spielberg said, if you find yourself there, find yourself in the podium, remember...
I feel like I missed a couple of awards. I did take a break to... I don't know, was the show on or the red carpet? No, the show was on.
Every young filmmaker, the youth that is showing us how things are done. Really, they are.
The minorities and the immigrant takeover, you know, I feel like we've been here before. It happens.
With movies, growing up in Mexico, I thought that if this could never happen, it happens. And I want to tell you, everyone that is dreaming of a parable, of using genre fantasy to tell the stories about the things that are real in the world today, you can do it. This is a door. Kick it open and come in. Thank you very much.
He said, this is a door. Kick it open and come in. Go ahead. That's a good way to end the speech. This is a door. Kick it open and come in. Hold on. Oh, he was going to try. And one more person was going to try and speak.
All right. Well, that's how it's supposed to go, I guess, right? Sorry, guys. We're out of Oscars. What did you want to say? I'll tell them.
I just wanted to say that this Guillermo, it's his heart and it's everything. We thank him for letting us be.
That's right. Guillermo del Toro, everybody, is your heart, and congratulations.
Jimmy Jimmy Kimmel is, let's talk, okay, Buzz and the Bastard, the good, bad, and the buzz. We don't do the ugly. We're going to talk about some things, but the good, bad, and the buzz is something that we do. Here comes the jet ski. Who won the jet ski? That was funny. He offered a jet ski to the person with the shortest speech. There was the usual, what has become a usual, what do you call it? I mean, a comedic bit. Okay, let me mute that a little bit as it goes off. Where they, remember last year they brought in the people that thought they were on the Hollywood tour. And then this year they went over to, they had people thinking they were watching a screening, and they went over, took some of the actors over for that. There was also, one of the good moments was the speech where she asked, I love how she asked all of the women who have projects, who are writers, designers, you know, if you have anything popping in Hollywood, she asked for the women to stand. Was anybody else besides me shocked that not more women stood? She was saying, don't talk to us about it at the party. Come to invite us to your office. And she was like, come to our office. I like that part. Oh my God. Some of the speeches, you know, and Oscar prior to this had kind of asked them, you know, let's not make it so heavy. Try to keep it light and enjoy a night of Hollywood. I think they did a great job with that. Still also staying on message to the men or to this element that goes on in Hollywood, that time's up moment. Rita Moreno, they just showed a clip of her. They said that was a repeat dress for her that she wore, some 30 years ago? I was like, cool. The fashions. We talked earlier with my aunt about the fashions. Tiffany Haddish, and oh my God, her name just slipped. And this Saturday Night Live, oh my God, what's her name? Her mother's Minnie Riperton. Not Tiffany's, but the other young lady. Her mother's Minnie Riperton. Them coming out talking about how Oscar's so black and what goes on behind the stage and so forth. My best, I gotta go back and figure out. I think what I want to do is scroll the timelines and really look at some of the moments as they were captured and figure out what was the best moment. But what was the best award speech? What was the worst? I don't want to say worst, but what was really some of the things that I think they're gonna buzz? Mary J. Blige, that was an awesome performance, I thought. Audrey Day Common was a performance. I always like the performances that they have. I wish they would have more, you know. Maybe even somebody acting out some scenes. I think the awards, it's long. The acceptance speeches are long-winded, but I think I would love to see more. My favorite award show has always been the Tonys. Of course, I love stage and theater, but I love the fact that we get to see, you know, parts of the plays that we might not see. When I'm watching the Oscars, I'm always looking for something, because I'm a person, I like to go and partake in something that I'm not clearly the demographic, that I might not be, you know, their traditional audience, but it might be something in it that intrigues me. And so I was looking for that as they gave us kind of glimpse into these films. I like that they gave us a little bit longer on the nominees. So we did get a chance to see a little bit more about the films. Going back to the red carpet, you know, the red carpet is such a production of the Oscars. I think more people probably watch the red carpet than they do the actual awards. So, lot of great red carpet moments. Of course, still more controversy. Oscars will have to do something. And I know all of the awards are kind of plagued this year with the controversies, but Oscars have always had that, because used to be the Golden Globes used to be the award show that really got it right, and then the Oscars would come behind it with their controversies. This year, or probably the last 2 years, Golden Globes had a lot of controversy as well. especially with some of the first that they had this time around at the Golden Globes, you're thinking like, whoa, some of the first that they had, you had no idea that we had not crossed those barriers or hurdles or, what was that word she just used? Some of those before. I think Oscars probably did better than most award shows this year in keeping down some of the controversy, which is probably why they were so hell-bent on having so many minorities represented at the Oscars this year. So I think that kind of helped them out a lot. I would call my aunt, but it's kind of late, y'all. And I don't think I want to be on too late. I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and end this. And then we'll just continue the conversation because I feel like I'm tired and my voice is going, and we've been on a long time today. So I think I'm going to end this and just ask you, if you would, to please post your good, your bad, and your buzz in the comments, as well as if you go over to the gifts, click on the gifts. There's some very funny gifts now available. The actress who said, I did it all by myself. I like that. I see, I'm so tired, I can't even remember any of the names tonight, and I usually will have one or two devices trying to keep up with this thing. So, post your good, your bad, your buzz, whether it's a fashion, whether it's part of the fashion, the red carpet, or whether it's part of the actual awards. What do you think? One thing that's always been said about the Oscars, and it has not yet happened with the Best Actress. You notice they don't even say at the Oscars now, they don't even say Best Actress, because you heard, God, every time I get ready to say somebody's name, it's like it just skips my mind. Oh my God, what's her name? She said I wasn't supposed to say best. You heard a slip of the tongue there. They don't do Best Actress if they say leading man, and something leading something. They say it differently, and they'll usually try and correct that. One thing, let me tell you, if you're looking for some snippets online, you better go watch them now, because the one thing the Oscars will do is come and clean up social media. So if you were waiting thinking you're going to watch some of this stuff online, they are not online friendly. They'll let you get away with it for a little bit, because I'm looking for them to go and delete and send us to Facebook jail for that Mary J. Blige, and there's a couple other things like that. So as far as the clips, you better go watch them now and fast, because come morning, Oscars will have gone through. And I don't know why they're so hell-bent on stuff not being on social media, because they don't air it again. When these award shows come on, like the regular broadcast channels, they don't replay. And you really can't hardly find them on demand. Because I know I was trying to go and watch one of the previous awards on demand, and they just had highlights, So if you feel like you were going to enjoy some stuff on social media for cord cutters out there who don't even want to have a free antenna so y'all can watch television with us as we talk about television, listen, you better go watch those clips tonight before you go to bed, because come morning, Oscars will have swept. Unless, they can't clean it off. They will, for the most part, based on tags. If you're going to put it out there, don't tag it, because they will have swept social media overnight, because they try to keep control of all of their content. They're notorious for that. I mean, they're notorious for a lot of things, but that's one of them. Shout out again to Jordan Peele for winning an Oscar. Shout out to Kobe. Shout out to everybody. One thing I have realized is that, everybody has a dream when they go to that big city, the big glitz glam city, and the documentaries, the shorts, from the makeup to the cinematography to the sound to the song, and how many of us are thinking about it like that? You don't have to make the whole movie. You can find yourself. I always tell you, see if you can find yourself in the supply chain. There's so many opportunities associated with film, especially now that Atlanta is a major part of the film industry. A number of these movies are made in Atlanta. We have so many movie studios here now. Are you guys not seeing this? All this old warehouse space that used to have the best warehouse jobs. A lot of that warehouse space is becoming sound stages. Okay? A lot of the movies are made on the sound stages here. A lot of these directors, you see a lot of these celebrities, and I hate using that word celebrities, but you see a lot of these actors and stuff as they're moving about. And look at the credits. You notice now, people are not jumping up, running out of the theater. They're sitting there watching those credits because they're in the movie. They worked on the movie. They provided services to the movie. And I'm like, there's so much opportunity out there to be a part of this industry. And when you look at the development, in fact, I was commenting on a post, somebody was talking about the gentrification that's going on here. That gentrification, a lot of that gentrification is tied to the fact that Hollywood has come to town. That's why a regular $60,000 to $100,000 to $200,000 neighborhood is now $500,000. You know, you're looking at stuff like, why is that house like $500,000? Who's driving that? Hollywood, these producers and screenwriters, and and directors and all those things, all these sports cars and stuff riding around Atlanta. This 24-hour lifestyle that we have, all of that is being facilitated by this Hollywood industry. And she was talking about commute. I said, because if you notice, there's something has really changed about the Atlanta commute. The commute is going a different direction. Has anybody else noticed that? It's not your average 9 to 5 commute. I mean, you could be out there at 11 o'clock at night and all this traffic come from, and you could be out there at 5 o'clock and you sitting there like, wait, where is everybody? 5 o'clock traffic is changed. It's going in a different direction. First of all, it's lighter. And it's going in a different direction. It's going to 7 or 8 o'clock at night. It's starting at 4 and 5 o'clock in the morning. I mean, it's interesting as Hollywood takes over Atlanta. Now, we've sustained ourselves through the music industry. The music industry didn't change up the city as much as it did. As much as this is changing the city, because the music industry, you can put a studio here, a studio there. People making their money, they stay where they are, or they moving to outer boundaries. But Hollywood is taking over. Hollywood in Atlanta, ATL Wood, whatever you want to call it, is really taking over. Movie studios, sound stages, a lot of filming going on. Used to be, the filming would happen late night, overnight. Now, you can roll up on a film at any given time and I mean, disrupt your entire life. For those of you, they're always looking. There's one of the radio stations, they talk about it on their weekend shows. I don't know if they do it Saturday, but on the Saturday show, on sports radio, is talking about casting. A lot of the shows have casting segments because they're begging for new faces to put in these movies. They're begging for venues, for houses, for places to use for interior, exterior. There's websites out there where you can list, hey, Marvin and everybody else coming in, there's websites out there where you can list properties if you want to make your properties available to Hollywood and to these movies. Did that happen in Atlanta? Oh, no. Whoa, what does he say? He said, I don't need money, I need my daughter.
I just want a justice from this who did these things.
And the father tells me tonight his daughter's body has not been released from the coroner's office yet. He expects that to happen tomorrow, and then the family will begin planning her funeral arrangements. Live in Riverdale in Clayton County.
That was in Riverdale. I saw that on the news. A little girl was injured. No, fatally wounded, fatally injured from a fallen mirror at a Payless shoe store. and he was saying people are trying to jump out there and do all this funding and all that kind of stuff. He's like, no, I don't want money. I want my daughter. Oh my God, let's see, wait a minute. Oh my goodness, that's so sad. So just think about that, honey. The good, the bad, and the buzz from it's a good bad Oscar buzz with dryer buzz. I'm tired. I was gonna call my aunt. We were gonna talk some more about fashion and stuff like that, but this thing ran late, and it usually runs this late. But I'm tired. I am so tired. And shout out to everybody that went down to Selma today for the anniversary there. Number of other things going on. So next on the award season, of course, will be, I believe, the Tonys usually come. Tonys is one of the last ones. And then, of course, we move back to the award shows on the cable networks. I think this is going to get ready to wrap it up for the award shows on the regular networks. Tonys is always a really good one because for those who love Broadway. But for Hollywood, that's it, guys. You got your best picture, you got your best screenplay, you've got your best leading actress in a row, leading man in a row. What were some of your surprises? So I'm gonna end this. Let's finish off in the comments. I'm gonna stop so y'all can go ahead and comment. But do let me know what was your good, your bad, and your buzz. And then please post some of the gifts. Some of the gifts that they have from the award show is absolutely funny. All right, guys? And they're getting ready to talk. Listen, you can turn on. Look at this thing here. Now, just what we just finished talking about is how Hollywood...
and the diversity of locations. Georgia can look like a variety of locations. And they love the airport. They love the quality of life. The great restaurants and the hotels. So all of that together makes Georgia, really kind of blow past the competition. So how all that money that's made is actually trickling down into the pockets of Metro Atlantans. That's a story that we're putting together for you for Monday on the Channel 2 Action News this morning, beginning at 4:30.
All right, so just like what we were talking about is, hey, what does it mean to have Hollywood in Atlanta? People are making a lot of money, spending a lot of money, and make sure you are getting a part of that money and a part of that scene, and maybe go out. What you can do, I know, on the exterior things, because if you remember when you talk about Black Planet, immediately after leaving the movie, I recognized the apartment that they used in the movie was in the apartment building that my grandfather used to live in. It used to be a senior high-rise, and now it's just a regular apartment building. I immediately went to that location and did a film. There's a company here that has a tour that takes you around to all the different locations of the movies. And you can put, just like when they said that building was actually in Oakland, California, and it's right here in downtown Atlanta. The High Museum in Black Panther, they used the High Museum to act like it was a museum in London. Well, those Hollywood, those movie studios are looking for exteriors. They're looking for interiors. How many of you watched Atlanta FX, where they filmed in those houses and apartments? You can take pictures of the exterior of your properties, and properties, because y'all got properties, and you can submit that. There are websites out there that you can load up your home. There's a home here where these people have built a house, and it's got like all these different kind of doors and windows and all this stuff because they built it specifically. It's got all these. The house has so many entrances to it. I think it was like a record. I don't know if it was in Atlanta or in South somewhere, but the house they put all these different kind of entrances, all these different kind of porches on there, and they make their home available to the industry, and it has all these different nuances that the industry, that a producer or the location scout would look for. But because they're making so many movies here, they're looking for more venues. So you can take pictures and you can load them to these websites, and they'll follow up with you. If you have a business, they will come and film in your business. They will pay you for any lost revenue that you make, and then they come in and they film and they leave, and you can never even tell that they've been there. So that's what's going on here in and around the state of, and I don't think it's just Atlanta. I think it's the state of Georgia. So and we all know somebody that's really capitalizing off of this industry. All right. On that note, guys, that's my good, that's my bad, that's my buzz. With the Oscars for Dryer Buzz. I thought Tiffany Haddish was wonderful. Please stop putting Tiffany up against Monique. Let her enjoy her moment. Don't stop putting her in that controversy. And just let me say, yeah, Monique stood her ground and she still won that Oscar. So for anybody that thinks that, hey, you can't get with Monique, she stood her ground and she still won the Oscar. So on that note, hey, kudos to everybody. The thing about it is, do you. All right, bye, y'all. Good night.